And they're good. Obviously, their starting five is tremendous, and then they just bring in solid players off the bench. They get contributions from a lot of different kids, but their starting five is as good, if not better, than the very best teams in the country. And so, I thought that felt like really good about our approach the last 2 days. I think our kids were excited about the opportunity to play Maryland, and unfortunately, we didn't shoot it obviously well enough to win tonight or this afternoon. We still got out rebounded, which we knew that was going to be a key to the game, but. One of the reasons is that they almost shoot 60% and to our, 31%. So there's a lot more defensive rebounds out there to get for them than there are offensive. So I'm not surprised by that. But just a little bit was frustrated there in the third quarter, just, only to score 9 points to their 28. Felt like our kids had an opportunity there and kind of looked like they were about to give in. And, we got the quick timeout and just really challenged them to finish this thing off in the right way. And there were plays still out there to be made. And so not that I thought that we responded. How about that? Can't say that I'm pleased with the way that we played for 40 minutes, but that's a really good basketball team. So I don't want to take anything away from Maryland, but we had to have come in here and play really, really great today in order not just to win, but to stay close. And we didn't play well enough.
Questions for Coach? After MSU, you said didn't seem like you guys wanted it enough. So do you feel like you got the effort that you wanted?
Well, I think at the beginning we did, and then I think our confidence probably, lack of confidence, probably started to creep in, especially for Tyra, who was struggling. Lex was struggling. I thought they obviously were really good with Jen today. Didn't let anything easy come inside. And then Lex wanted her to be more aggressive. You putting the ball on the deck, but she's been short, and we got to try to figure that out. Why that is? They look tired to me, and we're going on a stretch here where it's we don't have a lot of time in between games because we're right back on the road against Rutgers. So I got to figure out from a health perspective how I can give them. I don't know if that's time off or if we just got to get our legs back because everything's short. And so that's what we got to figure out moving forward, how we want to handle this week and into next week where there's a lot of games in a short amount of time.
Their offense, you talked about their efficiency yesterday. It seems like you got Jones and he can come in on time with Shatori Walker, Kimbrough,
right.
23 points. How hard is the balance that they have there?
Well, it's very difficult to guard, and it's kind of like you got to pick your poison, right? What you're willing to give up, and then when you think that perhaps you want to try to double up Jones because she's shooting 70%, then you're susceptible to all the kickouts that lead to three-pointers. I thought in the first half too, Lex got real unselfish. She was trying to dig down and help her teammates a lot, really overhelp, and she got too far off of her. To be honest with you, and that wasn't the game plan going in. We knew we could dig a little bit, but we don't turn our backs and go and completely, leave our man. And I think, especially in the second half or right before the end of the second quarter, she did that, which was not anything that we practiced. And so it was a lot of the fact that I thought we went away from just our man-to-man principles of locking and chasing and running into screens, trying to dig and be aggressive. But, they burn you. They make you pay. If you take a chance and you gamble, you do something out of the ordinary, they'll find the open man, and those guys on the outside can all hit shots. And so they're very difficult to prepare for. And not that they run anything, like I told the kids, it's not that they run anything extraordinary or, just difficult offensive actions to run. I mean, we've guarded, you can only set a pin down one way. You can only set a flare one way. You can only, but it's just their personnel, that they're individually really good basketball players. And, it really tests your will and your determination. And I thought at some times we had that, and then I thought at some times, we lost that. And like I said, they're too good to not make you pay for silly mistakes.
It seemed like they tried to make a pretty concerted effort to keep Jen out of the game, especially to keep her out of rhythm.
Right.
Keep her away from. Is that something that is a result of shots not being hit on the outside, or do you think that was just kind of?
I just think that Brianna Jones is she's big, and those are two heavyweights in there that are just going at each other, and we don't. There's not a lot of five men in the league that can really just give Jen a difficult time, because Jen is such a space eater, but Jones is obviously one of them. But Maryland runs the same action we run, and trying to get Jones isolated, trying to get Jen isolated. I thought we had an opportunity there, and Lex overpassed, and Jen wasn't able to retrieve it and go get it. But I'm not sure that any isolation plays today for them hurt us just as much as she can just score in a lot of different ways. And we were trying to double at times, but that seemed, she split us a couple times, or just kicked out, and found the open man. And as we said to them, it's not like she's never been doubled before. This isn't something that's gonna be new to her. But you gotta run those 3-point shooters off the line. You just can't. It's not a short closeout, because they can all shoot it. Like I said, it just looked like at times we were so far in to help, that's a long way to have to recover. And we're not. Some of us aren't athletic enough to get out there and run some of those guys off the line.
Tyra's 217
Mm-hmm.
field. I mean, was it just their athleticism that are weighing for them?
Well, the thing that it could be, one of the things we kept trying to tell all of them, and Lex included, is that there's the opportunity. You're going to really have to give them a healthy diet of maybe trying to attack, get to the free throw line, but then that's not going to last long, and then it's going to become your ability to hit short jumpers. I thought Cahill, she had an opportunity there to hit not a high post jumper, but a mid post jumper, and instead, she was trying to attack and draw contact, and nothing good was coming out of that. And Tyra, on the other hand, she just kept trying to get to the rim, and you can't do that when you're facing a guy, guys like Brianna Jones, and their athleticism is too good. And they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna take opportunities away from you. And the thing that happens is that they block shots, and then that leads to easy runouts for them. And so your shot selection is so important when you play a team like Maryland, because if you do miss, you want it to be a soft enough miss that you have enough time to get back in transition. And it's when you're one-on-one, and it's not even one-on-one. I mean, they bring Brianna. They got their first line of help, and if you get beat by that, then the second line of help gets even bigger, right? And the third line of help gets more athletic. So it's like that doesn't bode well, for a guy like Tyra Buss, who's 5'6", that wants to get in there and try to challenge those guys. That's not going to end well. And I know that she's very frustrated because, as I mentioned, our guys really believed that they could come in and win the game today, and they could challenge Maryland at home. And it's disappointing that we didn't really step up to the challenge. I don't think at any point did Maryland feel, like this win was going to be in jeopardy for them. And that's not a good feeling for us.
Just a quick follow-up to that. Just Tyra, I mean, her streak of double-digit scoring went to 59 games before ending today.
Mhm.
Can you put in perspective, have you seen anything like that from just the consistency over as long as she's had?
Well, I mean, she's a terrific player. She's a first team All Big Ten kid, and we've kind of just grown to expect that from Tyra, right? Whether it's she creeps into getting 10 points or 11 points, it doesn't always have to be 20 and 20 plus. But I'll say this: just knowing her, the streak doesn't matter to her. It's the fact that we came out today and she couldn't help her team or put her team in a position to win the game. That's what matters to her. And so, it's the streak's over, and anytime something comes to an end, you have another beginning, right? So there's an opportunity for her to start a new one.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Oh, go ahead.
Just what's the message to the team moving forward? Just going back on the road. And
Sure.
getting back on track?
Well, again, the message has continued to be we're still playing for something, right? And we are. We still got a lot of basketball left, and we gotta figure out how to learn from this. Today we will, and get better because of it. And then we got to turn around and we got to go play a Rutgers team that's been up and down, but really aggressive, and figure out how we can steal a couple of these road games and then come back and the Michigan and the Northwestern game. Not that the Rutgers game's not important; it's really important. They're all important, but we got to come back and hopefully be in front of our fans against Northwestern and Michigan and perform much better. And so that's the message. We got to stay positive, and we got to stay, keep our eyes looking forward. And not think it's not the end of our season. We still got a lot left. And so it's our job as a staff to make sure our kids know that there's still a tremendous